All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about OriginOS 6. I'm using the Vivo's IQs 15, and it has OriginOS 6 on it, and it's the Chinese version. And I typically like to go through and just talk about how I set up getting circle to search to work. You can see that right there. Hopefully, that circle was extremely poor. But anyway, you see that it works on here. And I also have Gemini listening when I push a certain button. I made videos on this in the past, but I get a lot of questions around getting this to work on their devices and issues that people are experiencing on their devices. And I'm going to try to address those today. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so jumping into it, as I showed you before, even though the circle was horrible, circle to search works. Gemini works and it starts listening in the background. I mean, it started listening immediately. So I have those working, and this is on another device. I initially created the video on the Vivo X200 Ultra and set all this up on there and got it to work. But I just wanted to show you guys that a different device, I set it up the exact same way, it works. So the first question I want to address is people saying that it suddenly stops working after a certain period of time. I have not experienced that, but I'm thinking that maybe you may be, once you set these apps up, you may be closing them manually and it's causing it to stop working. If you want those out of your background after you set them up, restart your phone. The other piece is people saying that once their phone restarts, they have to go in and set them up. That's another thing I haven't experienced once I set mine up. I'm going to restart my phone right now, actually, and I'm going to show you guys that it still works after it comes back on. So I will come back once the phone gets closer to booting back into the home screen. All right. So here we are. We're back at the lock screen and we just booted back up. You'll see that my fingerprint reader is kind of dim. That's because it's not activated yet. See where it's asking for my password? Your password is required after restarting to unlock. So let me go ahead and log in real quick. And we're back. And you can see my widgets are loading. Everything's loading in slowly. So I'm just showing that genuinely I restarted this phone and I'm giving it a moment to fully boot up before I start trying things. But hey, let's get into it. So circle to search works. I just restarted the phone. Button mapper, the shortcut works, and it brings Gemini up and it starts listening immediately. So everything still works at the restart. So I'm really sorry that you guys are still experiencing that. I don't know what's causing it. But the other thing is, like I said, I think that it just behaves differently from device to device. We all know that OriginOS is really strict on background processes. And just because I'm not experiencing it doesn't mean that it's not happening to people. It's obviously happening. People are losing comments. So the other comment that I got recently was, hey, your video is good, but it doesn't mention that this won't work if you're using anything other than the full gestures navigation mode on your phone. And I wanted to address that right now to say that that's not necessarily true, at least not in my experience. I'm gonna go in and type in navigation, if I can spell. There we go. Go down to system navigation, and you'll see that I have full screen gestures on. That it works during that. So I'm gonna click to the classic 3 sections. And I'm not familiar, I don't use this really, so it's gonna feel clunky to me, but you see circle search, even though it's gonna take a little while because I just changed the whole navigation mode, it'll get used to it after a certain point, but after a certain amount of time, but everything still works. See, I'm used to swiping back. I'm not used to getting back however you do on this mode. I think it's over here. But anyway, everything still works. Still listening. Still working. Okay, so I think you click over here. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But anyway, we're going to go back in. Oh, also, you can see in my task menu that navigation, Vivid NG is gone. Button mapper is gone. But everything still works. So that's how you clean that up. So anyway, we're going back in, navigation keys, go home, hold down here, circle search will come up in a moment. It just takes a moment when you switch your whole navigation mode. It just takes a moment. Go back, button mapper, brings up Gemini, starts listening. All right, go back. So everything still works. So I just want to address those. Those are the comments I get most of the time. Just things not working, things crashing, blah, blah, blah. I haven't experienced that. It still works when I restart. And it works for the duration of me having the phone powered on. It doesn't just suddenly stop working. So I'm not sure. I really apologize. I hate that you guys are going through that on your devices, but I just want to address it because sometimes it's easier to make a video than it is to reply to the same comment over and over again. So if I do come across anything that I notice where it just suddenly stops working on me and I have to figure out what's going on, I'll try to make a video on it if I find the fix. But for now, I just wanted to address those comments, and I appreciate you guys tuning in to another video, and feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way. And continue to support the channel. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.